Water. Found all over our planet, this simple and often taken for granted object is crucial to all aspects of modern human life. And then came bottled water. Made from plastic, this product is currently being sold from companies like Coca-Cola and Nestle. Protesters frequently line up in front of these producing giants, fighting against a multi-billion-dollar industry. But what are they protesting about? Many cite clogging up waterways, draining reservoirs, and an often forgotten fact, how using bottled water indirectly pollutes the air. And that is what I'm here to talk about. My name is Jeffrey Chen, and welcome to The Theory of. To understand the controversy surrounding bottled water, we must first look at what makes up a plastic water bottle.
First of all, it's really important that folks understand that plastics come from oil. They're petroleum hydrocarbons.
That's Gerald Schwartz, Sustainability Coordinator at San Mateo. Now to begin with, the plastic waste problem is massive. Now, the problem will be much easier to solve if plastics degraded or broke down quickly. Unfortunately, the amount of time it takes for plastic bottles to degrade is roughly the same amount of time it takes for my dad to be proud of me, or
450 years.
Studies estimated that we used 50 billion bottles last year. And even though a gallon of bottled water can cost 3 times as much as a gallon of gas, we still use it. Then what about recycling plastic bottles? Well, for starters, some parts of the bottle aren't even made from the same types of plastic, making it hard to recycle.
Plastic bottle caps are made from a type of plastic called polypropylene. You would recognize it in those 3 chasing arrows as the number 5 and the letters PP underneath that. Plastic bottles, on the other hand, are usually made from a different type of plastic called polyethylene terephthalate.
During the time when plastic is melted to be recycled, it does release chemicals into the surrounding air, which, while better than just throwing the plastic away, is still toxic.
We only recycle about 30% of plastic water bottles, only 30%.
Doing the math, that means 35 billion bottles are thrown away annually. Consequently, 17 million barrels of oil are estimated to be used per year. I actually went to a recycling facility and took a short tour. That's me, the one wearing the bright yellow outfit, which frankly has much better taste than anything I've ever worn. Okay, but what happens to the plastic bottles that don't get recycled? Well, in many cases, if they don't end up in landfills, plastic wastes find their way into rivers or other bodies of water, eventually flowing into oceans. Due to ocean currents, they usually congregate into what is known as garbage patches. The plastic stays there, photodegrading under the sun and releasing carcinogens like benzene into the ocean and the air. Now, the ocean contains the third most amount of plastic. The second, of course, goes to landfills, and the first to the Kardashians. But plastic bottles don't only affect the water, they affect the air as well. And this is where things get important. Hundreds of millions of tons of plastic are produced each year. Plastic is made from oil, which has to be mined, shipped, and undergo a complicated process to take on what we know as plastic. Throughout this entire process, toxic gas, dust, and particles are thrown into the air, causing global warming and polluting the air heavily. These affect people directly too, by getting into lungs, causing asthma, and eliciting allergic reactions. This is because of tiny microscopic particles that slip past their body's defenses and wreak havoc in the lungs. Furthermore, when plastic itself degrades, it can release toxic chemicals into the surrounding air, some of which can cause cancer, nausea, and diarrhea. And that's just stupid. If I wanted diarrhea from corporations that profit from little regulation or responsibility, I just go to Chipotle. We can't act like everything is perfectly fine, while in reality we've just been sinking all along, and that's okay. Not everybody can be Mariah Carey. So what can we do? Well, solving air pollution, or just pollution specifically, is a long and difficult process. But buying a reusable water bottle is probably one of the simplest things anybody can do. You buy it once and then use it for as long as you want. And who knows, maybe one day, the only plastic waste we have to worry about is the Blu-ray edition of Independence Day 2. Let's end air pollution one bottle at a time. My name is Jeffrey Chen, and thanks for watching.